Maybe thinking about it in the context of a different relationship will help. If you think about a marriage or a dating relationship, it is good to make sure that you're spending some time together, go on a good date night. But what a good date night looks like may look different for different people and different couples. For some couples, they are most connected in a one-on-one dinner out. For some couples, they connect best when they go out with a few other couples and they go to a karaoke bar and they have a great time, and I don't understand any of that, but that's so good. Love that for somebody else. And some couples, it's dinner and a movie. Some couples, it's a 2-hour conversation. But what we would tell anybody in that scenario is, yeah, whatever those date night options work best for you, do that. And maybe you need to mix it up and do some of the other ones. But whatever way you're going to connect best with your partner, do that. The same principle applies to our relationship with God. It may look different for you than it does the people next to you. I think it's worth trying out all of these things because they're all good and they're all available. And some of these are going to come more easily or draw you deeper into that relationship than others. And how you connect with God will reveal something about how you're formed and make you perhaps even more available for God to continue to form you. And what you think about when you think about God will go a long way to determining how likely you are to engage with God. Again, our God of love and compassion and holiness and justice is inviting you into his presence to be loved and forgiven and guarded and guided. So, 3 questions to answer this week. We'll go through these quickly, I promise. First question, what does God think of when he thinks of you? Actually answer this question and then work toward making the answer true. Because for some of us, how we would answer this question is different and far more negative than we would answer it for the people sitting around us. Well, sure, when God thinks of them, he thinks of all the loving things I think about. But when God thinks of me, what does God think of when he thinks of you? What does Scripture say he thinks of when he thinks of you? Delight, love, joy. What does God think of when he thinks of you? And then what do you think of when you think of God? Pay attention to the answer, how it affects how you engage with God, with all that is holy and spiritual. And then what is one way that you will intentionally connect with God this week? What's one way that you will intentionally connect with God this week? Because anywhere you go, God is there. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're avoiding, whatever you're thinking about, God is present. And sometimes that sounds like a threat. And it's not, because God is faithful and good. Because he's faithful and good. And it's not a threat, it's an invitation. An invitation to engage with God anytime, anywhere, at all times, for any reason. To never stop praying. To never stop experiencing his love, to never lose that awareness of his faithfulness and his goodness and his presence.